Okay, and now today we're gonna do uh, words for Wednesday's words, and today the topic is the same, unfortunately, as Tuesday's take, which is Cam Newton, saltiness, apologists, lies, and just funny. First and most importantly, let me state again: as for Cam Newton, I wanted him to win. Fortunately, it didn't work out because some of his teammates who had badly overachieved and had career years, decided to, go all the way to the bottom. And once that happened, I was like, oh no. But then Cam Newton went all pouty Cam and left the press conference, and today pretty much admitted that he's salty when he loses, and said the most ridiculous thing they could have said, which was, show me a loser and I'll show you a loser, which is a Vince Lombardi quote, which is, well, up to this point, could have been used against him. He was a bad loser, and the first 4 years in his career, he was 30, 31, and 1. That's a losing record. So the pouting didn't help him. And now that he's got a winning record because of the 15-1 season, people are like, yeah, 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 yeah. And one of the people that I like in the media, who defended Cam, is Dan Le Batard, who's kind of like a sports anarchist. And he was like, yes, he's being defiant. And I'm just like, what? You can't do that. You can't be that guy. In large part because everybody who watched the Super Bowl saw him, Cam Newton, along with the Carolina Panthers, but Cam Newton in particular, get his heart snatched like the Temple of Doom scene by Von Miller and the rest of the Denver Broncos, who came in, punched him in the mouth, and pretty much ended whatever was supposed to be the coronation for Cam for Super Bowl 50. And Cam is still acting like, yeah. I'm like, really? Really? You're admitting to being salty and then you're getting praise for being defiant? No, I'm like, no. It wasn't defiant. It was, you and your team, they acted out. They were loving winning. They were dabbing. They were doing all that other stuff. And then you fell short. I mean, I'm the kind of person that believes that go ahead, talk your junk, and if you win, great for you. If you get hit in the mouth and you lose and people want to make fun of you and mock you, I'm okay with that too. As a matter of fact, I'll mind joining in the mocking and making fun because it's funny as hell. Now, people who are apologists are contorting themselves to be like, oh, let me think of a way to do this. Oh, Mama say Mama Hamamakasa, Mama say Mama Hamamaku. Yes, it's defiance. Yeah, he's strong. He's this, he's that. I'm like, no, he got his heart snatched, and he was salty, and he's kind of had a stupid to try to back himself up, and he took advantage of a very weak schedule, and his team getting some good fortune. Now I understand that turnovers aren't lucky, but I mean they were plus 20. That's ridiculous. I mean they could still be in the plus, but or if they're like plus 8 next year, that's still 12 possessions that you're losing. So almost basically a possession a game, and you may not be as healthy as you were. You may not, and as stated earlier, right? I think I stated it earlier. Having a career year means usually there's gonna be a coming flying back down to reality. And they're gonna get Kelvin Benjamin back. They're gonna probably at Dave Gettleman, who's had surprisingly better drafts than I thought, because I thought the previous general manager had done a good job with Newton and Kuechly, but I looked back over the schedule. I mean the drafts the last 3 years, and they've done pretty well, particularly early in the draft. Although 2013 wasn't the strongest, his first draft for Gettleman. Could they potentially add and maybe continue to keep running? Obviously, but the reality of the matter is probably they're going to fall back down to earth and maybe 10 or 11 win season, and I wouldn't surprise me if they lose their first game of the season in 2016, because they probably are going to be opening on the road week 1, game 1 at Mile High. I mean, there's only 2 games really that the Broncos can open up with, and it's against either the Panthers or the Patriots. The rest of their home schedule is not very prime time opening game friendly. I mean, unless you want to consider Kansas City. So, I mean, but getting back to my original point again, people need to understand you can't. This is sports. It's okay to support people. It's okay to ride along with them when things are going great. And it's okay to say, hey, you got kicked in the face. You fell on your face. You embarrassed yourself. And I'm going to laugh along with your critics and haters because it's funny as hell to do that. It's a lot better than just saying, you know what, let me think of a way to try to change the narrative. Because the second you try to do that, it's the second you make a fool out of yourself, and the second that you stop enjoying the game that you're looking at, or sports in general. Have fun, man. Just basically have fun and enjoy life, and don't take sports too seriously, and don't be an apologist. That's all. Also, don't be salty.